welcome back to Bunso Bites. I am your host, Ami43, and as you can see, I'm here again with Ash. We are doing kind of, I guess, part 2 of our NYC trip.
Yeah.
But we wanted to specifically talk about the reason why we went to NYC. So if you couldn't tell, we are currently wearing the merch for Walk the Line, which was the Enhyphen's. We went to the NYC leg of their tour. That was the whole reason for us to even go to
opening day.
It was, and I didn't realize that until they said it in their intros. I was like, oh yeah, this is actually like
first day.
Their first. So they were at NYC for 2 days. We watched the first day. We watched
first day in New York.
Mm-hmm. We watched the first day. So literally, actually, the first
day
in the States in NYC. And yeah, we wanted to talk about it. If you couldn't tell, we're big fans. We are engines, and we're just, I don't know. First of all, let's start from the beginning. So a couple months ago, Ash was, did you tell me about the tickets going on sale? I don't even remember.
No, you told me that they were going on. Well, I was like, oh, they're going on tour. And then like a week later, you're like, what if we go to the concert?
It was just kind of like a wishful thinking type of thing. And I distinctly remember saying, we can look at the tickets, but obviously, like, if it's going to be too much, like, let's not be delulu about it.
Yeah.
And so when the tickets went on sale, and I'm not familiar, because K-pop tickets when they go on sale are it's not the same as, like, yeah, it's not the same as, like, if you were to go see, I don't know, like, an American artist, like a common American artist. There is a lot that goes into it, and it's all very timing based. There's a lot of virtual queues, like it's a whole thing.
Early access.
Yeah, it's a whole thing, and I'm not familiar or not that familiar, and I don't know if you were. I don't know. It was just kind of like all I knew was that I got the announcement of, okay, they're gonna get released on this day, and I happened to be home with Chiggy and I was on the phone with Ash, and I was like, okay, refresh on yours, I'll refresh on mine. If one of us gets in, great. Like, let's just see how, again, and at this point, we're just like, we'll just see how much the tickets are. Like, we have no idea. Like, we're just like, okay. And looked at floor tickets. Oh, that was way too much. Looked at, like, kind of, like, close, like, on that first little section of it.
I think they were all considered VIP, like the first.
Yeah, that whole VIP out of our budget. Okay, and then I looked at nosebleeds and I was like, I mean, that's in our budget, but like, ooh, that's not gonna be a great experience. Like, it'll just kind of be like, oh, okay, we're here. Yeah, we're here, and it's just kind of. And that's not to say, you know, if you get nosebleed seats, that's totally fine. I think. Well, I will say, after experiencing the concert, I feel like even with nosebleed seats, they do a really good job of making it as interactive as you can get within that space. So, and that I'm specifically talking about UBS Arena, which we'll talk about UBS Arena. That was a whole experience. So, and I don't know, it was just kind of like by chance. I think I like clicked on, because I was looking at the map of seats, and the seats were like going so fast, it was crazy. And I clicked on 2 seats that were by the aisle, they were together, and it wasn't on the second, it wasn't on like the matinee, but it was still on like the first section, but it was on the very back of the first section. And I was like, we could do these. And I think I was either FaceTiming you or I was like on the phone with you, and I was like, do you see these seats? And you're like, yeah. And I was like, would you be okay with these? And you're just like, yes. So then I was like, okay. We clicked on it, and I tried purchasing. Again, no guarantee, because these tickets are like going like crazy. No guarantee. We got the tickets, and we're just like, I guess we're going to Enhyphen. It just happened like that. And this was back in March. Because it was. When did they announce the tour? Like Coachella? When's Coachella?
I think it's
beginning of summer, but like, you know, late spring, beginning of summer, whenever Coachella was, I know they announced the tour, and then that's when they made the announcement for the tickets being on sale. So then we got tickets, and then I completely forgot about it until a week and a half before we had to go, because I thought, I added it to my calendar as such, I thought the concert was in September, not August.
Oh.
And this whole time, homegirl Ash is not in the country. She's been out of the country. She went on summer break, and she went out of the country for summer break. So it was literally the week before we're booking our like
we booked our hotel the day before.
Yeah, we booked our hotel the day before. Like, it was just wild stuff. So it's just like, you know what? This is just how it goes. But it worked out. If you heard our NYC vlog, we actually had a really chill and relaxed and like time in NYC. But the whole reason and the why we ended up going to NYC in the first place was because of the Walk the Line tour. But yeah, so how was your experience, Ash?
It was
Did you
great.
enjoy
It was great. I liked everything. Our seats weren't bad.
Our seats weren't bad, honestly.
Like, we could see them, and it was nice seeing the other like seats, like the lights.
Oh yeah. The
set list.
Okay, let's talk about set list.
Okay, okay, wait. Okay, I liked all the songs. Obviously, like seeing them live.
There was no
duds.
Great,
amazing, wonderful.
Yeah, life-changing, spiritual cleansing, like everything. It was great.
But
however,
I have a complaint. But it's not Enhyphen's fault. I don't think it's their fault. But okay, day 1 was 2 hours and 10 minutes. The concert. Day 2 was 2 hours. Huh?
I thought you said it was an hour and a half.
It was 2 hours because it was from 7:30 to 9:30.
Oh, okay.
And like
okay.
And then because I was on Twitter and I was reading it. Day 2 New York was 2 hours and 15 minutes. Chicago was 2 hours and 30 minutes. Which whatever.
To be fair, they only had one night in Chicago.
Yeah, true.
I think that was because we talked about this too. I feel like because there were 2 nights in NYC, which they need to have 2 nights because can you imagine trying to pack? I mean, I don't know how full the stadium was or the arena was day 2, but it was relatively full. It wasn't packed, but it was relatively full day 1. When we were looking at the Chicago clips, they were sardines in that wherever they
floor.
were.
It was
floor was sardines, and it looked like, at least from what we can see, the seats were full.
Yeah.
I feel like we had the best of both worlds where it was packed enough that it was full, but we were not sardined, and I never felt so like people overwhelmed that we like I never felt like we were gonna get trampled at any point, which is a big deal for me because anxiety girls. But you know. So anyways, back to set list. I'm sorry. Continue.
Okay, so for encore day 1, they performed Shout Out and Paranormal, which I'm not gonna complain. I love the songs. I was waiting for Paranormal all night.
She was screaming Paranormal at the top of her lungs for
and
every
then
song.
Day 2, they also performed Shout Out and Paranormal, but they added Helium.
Oh, I thought you said they didn't perform Paranormal.
No, they added it. So they added they performed all 3 songs.
Okay.
And then Chicago was okay. Chicago's encore was Karma, Drunk Days, but the Coachella version.
Oh.
So it was like a rave.
Okay, yeah,
and then Paranormal, I think.
Gotcha.
So they just changed 2 songs. But
I'll get over it eventually.
Well, and one of the things that we had discussed too, because you saw, was this on Twitter or was this on whatever it was, that they had a reason for changing the set list. Because actually, the original set list, at least the one that was posted online, was longer. Like, they cut out songs. Because I remember you and I were talking about how the concert didn't feel short. I want to make it very clear. It didn't feel short.
Yeah.
But it felt like, oh, it could have definitely gone on longer. Like, I'm still hyped.
Everyone that went to their last tour was like, this tour felt really short.
Yeah.
Like, than Fate.
Like, the show, I felt like we could have still gone on. Granted, I'm sure they work so hard. I'm sure they're very, very tired. Like, I'm not trying to say anything bad about them. It's more of just like, I felt like we could have had a couple more like sitting and interviewee segments. I don't know. Like, there was still more that could have happened in the show. It felt like, because it was like we got done within, like you said, about 2 hours, just under 2 hours or 2 hours. And it was like, well, like the energy of the room still felt like we could keep going. Like, we're still here. We're still hyped. And it was just like, okay, goodbye. Like, oh, okay. But a big part of that was because we saw online, and this is our beef too. Well, I say beef but because I got so mad. From our understanding, they cut the overall list shorter because their last experience at that particular arena, send off was really, really long.
Yeah.
And I am inclined to agree with them because I do not think that the staff at this particular arena were the best staff because it's just, they were not organized. They were not together. As someone who does like events on a relatively regular basis, at least 2 to 4 times a year, and by events I mean like I handle events of like thousands of people on, you know, a couple times a year. I feel like I could have done a better job than the staff did at the arena, because they were not organized. Whenever they were giving directions, they were giving opposite directions of each other. And then on top of that, it was like they would give instructions on the email, but then the instructions that they gave were different from what the person was telling you, and then all of a sudden security was kicking you out. And you're just like,
it was raining.
Yeah, and it was just very weird and surreal. And the thing was, is like when security kicked us out, mind you, we were not in a place that we weren't supposed to be. We were very much in a place that we were instructed to be while we were waiting for it, because we opted to do rideshare due to the fact that we were 2 females and it was New York City at night. And I wanted to do rideshare for safety. And so the designated area for us to wait for rideshare was in this like area. I guess it's like
lounge.
It's a lounge it's the Amex lounge of the arena. And they just like blatantly kicked us out, and they got mad at us for being there. And it's like, you told us to be here. Like, your instruction was to be here. And then they literally, the homeboy from the balcony screamed down at us and was like, y'all need to get out right now. And we're just like, for why? First of all, it was raining outside. And mind you, all of us are girls, and all of us are dressed in, like, concert outfits. So it's not like we're, like, you know, like, we're not, none of us had ponchos. Like, it was not a very good experience. And then on top of that, the way they handled rideshare was a whole other thing, because there was no organization. There were people literally standing in the middle of the road not giving directions to the rideshare. They were just standing there. And Ash will tell you, I threw a fit and I screamed at people, because I was like, you need to get out of the way, or you need to give directions. And if you're not going to give either of those, then you need to move so that these cars can get through, because it was so bad. Our first 2 Ubers canceled on us. The third one finally agreed, and it still took him 25-30 minutes to even get to us.
Yeah.
Granted, I understand. Does it take time for things to happen? It does not surprise me that it took longer for us to get an Uber. But with how horrific the staff was in handling that type of a situation, it's like, have y'all ever done an event before? Like, have y'all ever handled people before? Apparently not. All of that to say, I think that ties into why Enhyphen made the decision. Whether it was the band, the company, whatever, they made the decision to cut it short so that they weren't having to deal with the lack of professionalism at this particular venue. And I don't want to, like, I'm saying that as a generalization. I'm sure there are people that work at that building that are very, very kind. And no one was necessarily rude to our faces, per se. I just think that as an overarching organization, they do not know how to move and shift people around. Like, there's a way to organize, and you can move people in a way that is safe and is efficient. That was not it, baby. That was not it at all. We did not get home. You said the concert ended at what,
like
9:30?
10-ish.
We got home at what, midnight?
Yeah.
For why? Our hotel is 15 minutes away, 10 minutes away from the stadium. And it took that long. Like, we literally were standing under a tree because of the pouring rain, waiting for our Uber. And it was just like, okay, I guess this is what's happening. All of that to say, overall the concert was fine.
Great.
It was just that little end bit, particularly with the staff, and which is unfortunate, because if it leads the artists to having to make those types of decisions, I feel like at the end of the day, who's losing out the most is the fans. Like, we paid for the tickets to see them, but then they have to make these hard decisions of cutting their set short because staff is incompetent. Like, it's just like, that's no one's fault. Like, that shouldn't be put on us.
Next time, Madison Square.
Yeah.
So it's bigger and closer.
Bigger, closer, and I would assume better staff, because they have to be super efficient in Madison Square. You know, and what was the other one that you were saying?
MetLife? Well, that's a stadium, though.
Oh, that's true. That is a stadium.
Maybe we'll skip Madison Square.
All I'm going to say, Angels will support you. So if you go to a bigger, venue, we'll be there. Trust. And And actually, what was really funny, because both of us, we both had friends separately. We both had friends that went. We didn't see that. Did you see your friend or no?
No, but she was complaining to me too. She was like, yeah, because she had VIP and she was there for like 12 hours because she had to be there early because of like merch and like lining up and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, but then she went back the next day to get merch. I don't know if it's because she couldn't get merch the first day or if she just wanted to get more, but I heard she went back the second day
to
get
do
merch. That? I think so. I don't think you need a ticket to buy merch. I think
you just go.
Yeah. Well, it was outside. She didn't go inside.
Oh, so. in the little fairground area or whatever, where they were having friendship bracelets. I don't know.
Yeah, and like the chalk.
Yeah, that was while it was raining.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Well, it was before it started raining.
Yeah,
I guess it just washed out after.
What were your thoughts on like we sat next to a very enthusiastic group?
Yeah, I think they were Sunghoon or Heesung biased because every time those two came on the screen, they was just barking. It was a guy too. He started barking.
The barking was wild.
Sunghoon was on screen and Heesung, which me too, but
same girl, but
yeah, I think every time Jungwon was on screen.
You were freaking out.
because during the opening when they were all like being introduced like on the camera, I was cheering for all the members, and then when Jungwon was on the screen, I was so like I wasn't screaming, not because I don't like him, but I was just so like overwhelmed.
You were so in
he's
awe.
Right there.
He's right there. As we're like so many.
He's right, but we're in the same room and it's live. So yeah.
Also, and. I could be wrong. I heard somewhere that Jungwon in a live, like after the NYC concert, he was saying that he didn't do a good job.
He didn't eat dinner apparently because he didn't earn it.
Oh my god, which is so not true. One of the first things that I noticed was how hard they worked to do like to try their best in speaking English, which I want to make it very clear. Not necessary at all. Is it a nice gesture for the English fans? Absolutely. But it is not necessary. English is not their first language. And I despise when K-pop fans demand for the idols to know English. It's one thing for Jake. Jake grew up speaking English and then he learned Korean as he in his idol training. That's fine. If Jake wants to speak English, cool. But if Jungwon, who did not grow up speaking English, if he doesn't speak English, I think that's more than okay. And he went out of his way to not only speak English but speak like most of his like segments and parts were in English. I think the only time he spoke Korean was when he was kind of reacting to us like freaking out about him. But I mean, no surprise there. Everyone was freaking out. He did so well. So I'm so sad that he thought that he didn't do well. And I hope that he hears from not just us, but all engines that you did an amazing job. I genuinely feel like he performed so well. Like I was telling Ash the whole time, I was like, he's such a good performer. He's doing like he was dancing and singing his whole soul out there. And it made my heart so happy.
Yeah.
And we lost our voices. We were screaming.
Well, I had my voice,
much.
but it hurt.
It was it was a painful morning. We did not talk a lot the next morning. But what was your favorite part about the concert? Since we talked about all the garbage stuff that happened, but what was your favorite part of the concert?
I liked Moonstruck.
Moonstruck was good.
Yeah. Paranormal, obviously.
I was about to say you lost it. When I tell you this girl, because she was recording the majority of the concert, literally every single time they're about to start a new song, she was screaming, paranormal.
And it was her last song.
Yeah. It was her last song. At the very end, they finally say paranormal. She lost it. I lost it with her, but still.
Paranormal. What other songs? Bite Me. Mm-hmm. I forgot about that song.
It was a really good performance, too.
Yeah.
Like, and that was another thing we noticed. They didn't have any background dancers.
Yeah.
It was literally just them. And they, like I said, you can tell that they worked so hard in their preparation. Their performances were just so on point. Like, they really, really worked hard in their performance, I feel like. And it was really good.
Yeah. But I wish they performed the Korean version of EXO.
They sang
Bad
so
Desire.
many songs in English, and I was singing the Korean version.
And they were like, you guys probably like the English one better, like,
no.
I knew more of the Korean than the English.
Yeah, when they were singing in English, I was like, huh?
I was just following the people next to me.
Yeah, no, I was definitely singing the Korean version. Also, funny story, during the fan chant, this one,
I started saying BTS.
I was like, what?
That's why in the video I took, I was just like, I don't even want to post it because it's embarrassing, but I'm just gonna post it anyway. Because I wasn't saying. I think after he sung, I started saying BTS names. But
it was really funny because I stopped and I was like, what did she say? What happened? And then yeah, so I think my favorite part was, so I don't think this is a spoiler because there's a lot of clips of it online now, but when Jay opened playing the guitar,
I have the video.
my soul exited my body. Like it was such, I could not, there were no words, there was nothing. I was so just lost in that moment of watching like the best boy performing, and he was playing his guitar and he just looked so cool and everything was amazing, and it was just, I completely lost it. I don't even know. I was nonverbal.
Well, I was like, because when he showed, I was like, who is that? Because I didn't know he was going to be playing the guitar.
Yeah.
And then he started screaming, so I started screaming. And I was like, oh, wait, that's Jay. And then he had his guitar with him.
Jawline Jay. We love him. We love him so much. He's the best. And also, like, surprisingly, so, okay, and we talked about this too. Who, based on this performance, because this is what you told me before, but who, based on this concert, is now your bias wrecker?
He sung. I don't know if maybe it's because of the new hair color.
The milk tea,
yeah.
the milk tea latte boba milk. Oh, it looks so good on him. It really does. Also, him singing, like the live vocals, I literally remember.
He just kept going, like.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, go off, King, like slay. He was just like, he was so ready to vibe with everyone. Nikki was enjoying himself.
Nikki was so happy.
He was so happy
in America.
Yeah. There was someone, wasn't it someone from the crowd?
Yeah, he had an American flag.
They gave him an American flag with his face on it. I was like, that's so great.
It was like on TikTok, it was like a comparison of him performing in like Korea, and he was just like, he wasn't mad, but his face was just like still. Yeah. And then they compared it to America, and he was smiling so hard.
He's so excited. Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah, he has. You've mentioned he has said in interviews he just feels more free in America, which is understandable. The Western culture tends to be a little bit less conservative than traditional Eastern culture. So, and I think he's just like he likes to perform, and when, like, you know, American audiences or like Western audiences are a lot more vocal and excited in their response. Vice in Korea, it's very demure, and everyone like follows, you know, the rules.
And like the send off.
Yeah.
They're like, Nikki, you did so effing good.
Yeah.
And then he's just smiling like, thanks.
I know. Oh, but you know who surprised me the most?
Sonu?
Yes.
He's so perfect.
He's so beautiful. When he did his introduction, I remember screaming,
This was like the longest.
Angel. Yeah. And it just, he looked like such an angel. Like looking at his face and knowing that perfect skin was in reach was just the like most surreal thing. And I was like, how is he so beautiful? He like actually took my breath away. I thought I was looking at an angel. It was crazy. And and Jay, I love him so much. It was a great time. And I think Enhyphen did a really, really good job. I wish and hope that if we have an opportunity to go to the next one, they choose a better venue.
Bigger venue.
Yeah, and I think they deserve, if they chose a bigger venue and did one night, I think that would be good. Mm-hmm. Like the way that they did Chicago. But where'd you say that they are now?
They're gonna perform tomorrow in Texas, Houston. They have 2 days in Houston.
Oh, okay.
And then LA.
Well, and it'll be interesting to see if they do the same thing with the Houston set where they play different. Different.
Just not outside. Not outside. Not outside. No orange flower. Not that feeling when. Not the Pokemon song, please.
Oh, the Pokemon. I know.
No, please.
Oh, but you know what was surprising to me when we were talking about this too? They performed the subunit songs. I was not expecting that, and I
forgot about that too.
Yeah, I don't think you were either, because it was just, and I remember like we were there's like obviously there's like transitions and stuff when they need to do costume changes and all that stuff. And I remember like when they started, you and I were kind of like, what is happening? And then when we realized, and I feel like that was the same vibe with the whole crowd. Everyone's like it was like a low murmur of like, what's happening? Like everyone's whispering. And all of a sudden when everyone realizes, because we saw Jake, Jay, and Sunghoon, everyone was like immediately just starts like freaking out. Like I don't remember hearing the first 2 bars of that song because everyone was freaking out about it. And I was like, oh yeah, this is a vibe. I just, the sub-unit songs are fun because you're not expecting that. I feel like that's not something that's not the first you would think that they would just play their top hits and their singles or whatever, but for them to include that, I think was just a nice way to kind of for those who know, they know, for those who get it, they get it, and not in a bad way, because even if you don't know, it's a great way to learn, like, oh, this is a song and it's a really good song, and they did such a good job. I'm so proud of them because they worked so hard and they did so well. And I want to watch another
concert.
Oh, but we were talking about this. Sorry, I keep jumping around because I'm just so excited. Merch. So I like my merch. I'm a little sad because on the back of it's a jersey. It's a long sleeve jersey. It has Walk the Line 20 on it. And then on the back, instead of NYC, it says Belmont Park, which is fine. I get it. Technically, we earn Belmont Park, but it would be so much cooler if it said NYC.
Because if you weren't from America, you'd be like, oh, where's Belmont Park?
Where's Belmont Park? But then, if
even if you're not from America or from like New York, you'd be like, where is Belmont Park?
Yeah, you if it's NYC, you get it. It doesn't need to be specifically Belmont Park. That being said, I think quality-wise, it's really, really nice. It is kind of that weird, like, it's a long sleeve, but not a long, like, it's short on me, but I think it's supposed to, it's, what is it called? Almost like a hockey jersey style.
Oh, wait, yeah, because...
Right? Like, and it's the shoulder's a little bit of a drop shoulder, but the sleeve is intentionally a little bit on the shorter side. And the material's nice. Like, I think it's good quality. I really liked, it's on the bottom, the Enhyphen logo. Like, it's stitched on really, really well, which... I don't know why that's a big deal to me. I guess it shows me that
it should be for $85.
I was about to say, no, isn't this 110?
No, the zip up was 110.
Oh, the zip up was 110. Yeah. Well, okay, so that was another thing. Merch was a little bit of a mess, but again, I kind of just blame staff because they're just kind of all over the place. So originally I wanted to get the black, as y'all know, I love me a good hoodie. I love me a good, oversized sweater. By the time first merch booth that we went to, they only had it in a size large. And I like getting it oversized.
I think it was pretty oversized for a large.
Well, I'm an oversized person, so I knew it was good. I'm sure it would have been fine. Like, genuinely, I'm sure it would have been fine. But I knew that it would be kind of one of those things where it's like, oh, it's almost perfect. And it would have bothered me. So I'd much rather get, an actual oversized piece that I would love and enjoy than not. So because they didn't have an extra large in the black hoodie, then I opted to get the jersey. And then you wanted to get the
gray shirt.
The gray shirt, yeah.
But it was sold out because everybody wanted that one.
Yeah.
So I got the red one where you can't even see the font.
No, you can. You totally can.
You can?
Yes.
Well, it only looks good when they wear it.
I mean, yeah, they do make it look really, really good. And I was going to say, yeah, the merch sold out pretty quickly. And I'm interested. I should probably ask my friend who went the second day, because she went both days, how the merch was the second day. Just to see. Actually, I should have just told her, be like, hey, if you could get me a sweater. Instead of, well,
order it online.
I don't mind this. Yeah, it's totally fine. The reason why I wanted the hoodie specifically is because it has the dates and the locations.
Yeah, this one only has the locations.
Yeah, so... that being said, in the encore, they were wearing that shirt, so that at least it's Enhyphen approved.
Because they probably hate it
too. No, why do you say that?
I don't know. But I was matching with Nikki, Heesung, and Jay.
Yeah.
Nobody wore the jersey.
No one wore the jersey, and I was like,
Sonu and Jake wore the zip up,
mm-hmm.
and then the other three wore two wore the gray.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so all that to say, would you Enhype it again?
Yeah,
I would too. I really hope that the rest of their tour goes really, really well. I hope that they stay safe and healthy, because I know that traveling and working like that is really, really hard on, performers. And yeah, I hope they have fun in the States. Like, I hope they have a good time as performers.
They're gonna have a good time in LA.
Oh, I'm sure.
As long as they don't perform outside.
Yeah.
As long as they don't perform outside, I hope they have fun.
Yeah. But I mean, that's part of it, and I hope they enjoy overall their time in the States. I know one of the things that I loved about the energy from our night was everyone just was ready to have a good time, and everyone was so ready to like cheer them on. Like, there was no weird, like, I don't know how to describe it. There was no like weird energy where it felt like we were pushing them or trying to like make them do whatever. Like, it felt like they were performing and having a good time, and we were having a good time too. Like, the energy of the room felt like everyone was enjoying what was happening, performers and audience. And although there were moments that 100% I blacked out and I don't remember, because
I don't remember some
because it was just that intense. I mean, I distinctly remember specifically telling you, feel like I'm having heart palpitations, and your Apple Watch was freaking out.
That was like 150 beats.
Yeah, like her BPM went all the way to 150. Like, it was insane. But I think that was we were so excited. This was my first K-pop concert, and I think your first, right? So I think for our first K-pop concert, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. Yeah. And who knows when the next one will be, but hopefully it'll be just as fun. And
BTS next.
Yeah, BTS. I mean, OT7's back. Let's go. We gotta pay really
another 7.
I know. But yeah. Any other final thoughts you want to share?
Please don't play outside. Don't play outside, please. I need to be there when you perform it.
I think you'll live. I think you'll be fine.
Maybe. I'll tell Jungwon not to perform it.
You should just tweet at him, Jungwon, please. Or no,
please
what is it? A reverse. Just
Jungwon, yeah.
Please don't.
Please don't perform. Then I'll feel like they'll perform it because they saw it.
Specifically because they saw your request not to perform it, will make them perform it.
Yeah.
Yours specifically.
Yeah.
Out of how many of our fans they have.
Yeah.
We are so delulu. It's insane. Anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode, this very delulu deranged episode. We genuinely, though, we did have a lot of fun at the Enhyphen concert. And let us know in the comments down below if you guys listen to K-pop, if you guys are fellow Engine. We'd love to hear your thoughts if you went to the NYC show, or if you went to the Chicago or the Houston show, because by the time this episode comes out, it will be they would have already performed in Houston. Actually, by the time this episode comes out, would they have already performed in LA?
LA is like end of this week, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah. So by the time this episode comes out, they'll have gotten through the LA part of the tour. So if you attended any of those venues, let us know how the experience was for you guys down below. We'd love to share stories and share thoughts about the concerts. Shout out again to Enhyphen. They did an amazing job, and I hope that, like I said, I hope they have an amazing rest of their tour. And yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good one.
Bye.